Bulls on Channel 9. Hello again, everybody. Milo Hamilton along with the crash man Johnny Mengelt. It's a tough place to play, even if you're all healthy. No Jones, no Greenwood, no Woolridge. And Orlando played very well against this club each time, even though they were both losses at Chicago Stadium. And the Sixers, well, they're loaded, right?
Well, they're loaded, obviously. And the key tonight for the Bulls is they must box out on the boards. The Sixers are the best in the league at getting offensive rebounds. And when you got guys like Moses Malone, Charles Barkley, and, of course, the doctor, it can really be tough.
Well, the good doctor, of course, has been a little under the weather, but he's going to have to get in the line for the sympathy because Jordan's got a bad ankle. But what about Michael the other night? A bad ankle, twice its size, and 45 points against Atlanta.
Well, you can't say enough about Michael, and they're talking about him all over the league, and they're coming to see him to play all over the league. It could be a dunk-a-thon tonight.
All right. We'll be back with the introductions right after this. From the Spectrum in Philadelphia. The Bulls come in 24 and 22, third place in their division behind Milwaukee and Detroit, 8 games out of first. The Sixers are 36 and 9, a half game behind the Celtics, and they are 36 and 9 overall. They're always tough here. They're 17 and 3 at the Spectrum. They're 19 and 6 on the road. Now, the Bulls have done well at home, 16 and 7, but they're on the downside on the road, 8 and 15. In their last 10 games, the Bulls are 6 and 4. In their last 10, the Sixers are 7 and 3.
Yes, the Bulls have struggled of late on the road, and it's something a little different from the beginning of the year when they were playing so well. Luckily, they played well at home and got a little bit of that home cooking and have garnered their record up to 24 and 22. They do have a chance to pick up some room on Milwaukee while the Bucks are on the West Coast.
All right, Kevin Lockery with a lineup that he'll have to patchwork here tonight. Dave Zenkoff, the veteran PA announcer and the most colorful one, I guess, in sport, certainly in the NBA, and he's been in this league so many years. I guess Arnie was an old fellow traveler of his in the Globetrotter days. And here we go with the lineups. They're going to introduce everybody since it's the first visit. Enos Watley goes out for the Bulls. Green, Sidney Green. Juwan Oldham. Quentin Daly. Chris Engler, and by the way, at halftime, John has a most interesting visit with him. You will not want to miss it. And here is Michael Jordan, the sensational rookie. He's filled it up here tonight, just as he fills it up on the court every night.
I think Bulls owners wish they had a little gate sharing in the NBA.
Wes Matthews out to join him at the other guard. Here comes Dave Corzine. He'll be in the middle. Dave is 6'11", seventh-year man out of DePaul. Up front with Rod Higgins, third year, Fresno State from Harvey. And at the other forward, Steve Johnson in his fourth year from Oregon State. Kevin Lockery, the coach. Fred Carter, Bill Blair, his assistants. Trainer is Mark Feil. Understand the general manager, Rod Thorne, is on this trip as well. Now for the Sixers. Remember, for the Bulls, you've got Higgins, Johnson, Corzine up front, Jordan and Matthews in the backcourt. Maurice Cheeks from Chicago's DeSable, 6'1". Andrew Toney, 6'3" at one guard. In the middle, of course, Moses Malone, 6'10". Charles Barkley, their fine rookie out of Auburn. War Eagle, says John Mengel. And here comes the doctor, Julius Erving. His 14th year, 5 of those in the ABA. This is his 9th year in the NBA. So you've got them matched up right there. Erving, Barkley, Malone, Toney, and Cheeks against Higgins, Johnson, Corzine, Jordan, and Matthews. Bruce Alexander and Jesse Kersey are the officials for this one.
Well, as we said up front, the Bulls really have to concentrate on boxing out on the boards. The Sixers are the most proficient on the offensive rebound, contributing most of that to Moses Malone. The other interesting aspect of the game, we all know that Michael Jordan can really fly and dunk, but the Sixers have the most dunks in the league so far, 201. They keep track of everything here. That's about 4 a game, so it should be exciting for the fans to watch.
All right, the Bulls are on the court. Captain Dave Corzine will jump it. Teammates are Steve Johnson, Rod Higgins, Michael Jordan, and Wes Matthews. Sixers out with Julius Erving, Charles Barkley, Moses Malone will jump it, and Andrew Toney and Maurice Cheeks are the guards.
I think you'll see the Bulls maybe go low to Johnson right off the bat. He has a height advantage against Barkley, and I think they'll try to use that early in the ball game. It's tough to play the D down there when a guy's got 3 or 4 inches on you.
Almost 5, almost 6'11" to 6'6". Good point. We'll watch for that. And it goes to Johnson in the backcourt, and Jordan tips it away to Matthews, and we are underway. Milo Hamilton and Johnny Mengelt, of course, keeping track of all statistics and everything. You know that Arnie Harris is with us. Down in under to Higgins. Oh, he had him right where he wanted him, but the foul was called.
Well, they went low to Johnson right away on Barkley. Of course, we all know Barkley's got a few pounds on Johnson. There was a switch occurred on the play. Toney switched off on Higgins. A little height advantage there, and a nice pass from Steve Johnson.
So Toney picking up the foul, and Higgins at the line. He's a 75% free throw shooter. Missed the first chance.
Well, you jinxed him. It should be a slight advantage defensively for the Bulls. Higgins not concentrating so much on his offense. We'll be able to watch the doctor a little more closely.
All right, Higgins converts and gets the split. 1-0 Chicago. We're just 20 seconds into this game. Now the Sixers with their first possession. Toney to Barkley, back out to Toney. Moses against Corzine. Takes it back out to Toney. 3 minutes. Nope, wouldn't go. 3 points if it had of. And here comes Wes Matthews, 5th-year man out of the University of Wisconsin. Came to the club just as the season began and has really played well and been a pleasant surprise. Jordan will take it in and give it off to David. David couldn't get it. Tapping no good. Coming out is Toney. No advantage. 2 against 3, so he splits them and goes in and does not get it. Toney had it, then Barkley grabbed it, and Barkley put it up and in. Barkley 6'6", but he's all muscle.
I don't know about being all muscle, but he takes up a lot of room underneath the board, so it's really difficult for guys to get position on him. Not very good defense by the Bulls. You got to stop the ball. You got to stop that penetration.
Yeah, that was a real split. That's 3, and Higgins has all 4 of the points.
Of course, we all know that Rod is the best 3-point shooter on the club.
6 out of 16 coming in tonight, so it is 4-2 Bulls.
Defensively, you'll watch the Bulls when the ball goes low to their big people. That's the Sixers' big people. You'll see constant double team by the outside man.
Julius puts a move on Higgins, still moving, dotted line, jumps it, short. And Jordan came out of there, handled that thing like a ping pong ball. Boy, he's got big hands for a guard.
Well, Michael's got 6.1 rebounds a game. That's second to Steve Johnson's 6.4.
Michael's going to take an 18-footer, and he'll zip it.
Bingo. You know, it's interesting in the league. A guy gets a feel for scoring, and he really goes at it. Michael is in one of those modes right now.
Mo Cheeks out of Chicago. Quarter court far side against Matthews. Back out to Irving. Right back to Cheeks. Irving way outside. Now Tony. Moses. Will he try to make a move? He'll fade and jump it and not get it. Taken off on the weak side by Johnson. Here come the Bulls leading by 4.
Well, the Sixers just played ring around the Rosie on that one, trying to post up Malone and Barkley. Pretty smart strategy. Didn't work that time.
Matthews to Jordan. Spins. Pulls up. Corzine needing help. Is he going to make a move? Yes, he is. A little soft hook, and he got it.
I'm sure Kevin likes to see that. You need a big game out of Corzine and Steve Johnson to beat the Sixers tonight.
Especially with Orlando back in Chicago with back spasms. That will go for Cheeks.
Mo Cheeks getting tired of seeing the Bulls pull out ahead. He's 7th in the league in field goal percentage. Hits that jumper.
Oh, he's capable of filling it up as well. He's had a career high of 46 points. All right, Matthews will bring it up against Cheeks. Corzine was out on top, moved down under. They'll get it to him now, and didn't get it this time, just a little too hard. And Cheeks will bring it up for the Sixers. Bulls getting back on defense in a hurry. Cheeks into the top of the key, and Irving looking underneath, wanted to backdoor Moses, but Corzine had done a job on him. Moves in, and that will be a foul from behind. Is it going to be Corzine or Jordan? Dave thinks it's him.
Well, Dave's going to raise his hand to maybe try to protect Michael.
It is him.
He's going to take the blame. Michael, you see, double teamed very quickly on Malone. Knows David cannot handle him alone, trying to help just to bother him. He's not going to try to block that shot. Malone awful tough to block down there.
And a big man he is, but a good touch at the free throw line, 81%. Right through there.
Well, Moses struggled early in his career from the line, but it's something, you know, you work on, and mentally he gets into it, and then 80% is very good for a guy his size.
8-6 now. Chicago over Philadelphia. 8:30 remaining in the opening quarter. Remember, after our ball game, the news on Channel 9. And don't forget a baseball game that'll be coming your way on Channel 9. We'll be talking about it the night that the Cubs clinched it at Pittsburgh. Higgins, 3 if it goes, no. Barkley with the board.
Didn't even have to jump.
Oh, tried to alley-oop it for the doctor, and it was way over him.
Well, Charles got to get it to a guard, let him alley-oop it. You see him down here, the Bulls have run the same play 4 times in a row. A new wrinkle for Coach Kevin Lockery's offense.
But that is a new wrinkle also for a guy from Auburn to pass the ball. Oh, hi, Crash. All right, Johnson going to have to fade. Baseline wouldn't go. Too hard. Slapping it around. The doctor kept it alive, and Cheeks comes up. 3 on 2. The trailer is Irving. Oh, slammer. Whoa, man. Irving is on the board for the first time, and we've got our first tie at 8.
Well, we talked about the dunks. Here they go.
Woo. Man, oh, man. If that didn't put the crowd in it, I don't know what it'll take. That was sensational. 8-8. 7:25 remaining first quarter. Higgins and alley-oop to Jordan. He's going to be right there. He got behind Tony.
Well, Michael can get up and dunk, too. Real quick jumping from Michael Jordan.
10-8 Bulls. Barkley baseline, wanted to shoot. Johnson did a good job on him. Going to try to do it again. And they tried to double team him. He got it away. Had to force it. It wouldn't go. Irving changes hands. No. Corzine slapped it out. Corzine's got it again. And Corzine really earned that board.
A lot of action for this early in the ball game. We mentioned that the Bulls are going to have to be tough on the defensive boards. So far, doing a pretty good job.
Corzine faked it and then gave it to Michael, and a whistle. And I think Billy Cunningham thinks he needs a timeout. He gets it. 6:47 remaining in the first quarter. Bulls lead it by 2. Well, first 2 weeks in February, Bulls will be busy at the stadium, won't they?
Well, yeah, you got the world champion Celtics coming in Tuesday night. The first 10,000 fans will receive a limited edition pair of Bulls shoelaces, courtesy of the Chicago Tribune. Tuesday, February 12th, it's Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons. First 10,000 fans will receive a Bulls bumper sticker. courtesy of Kendall Motor Oil.
What about Friday the 15th?
Well, that's the Indiana Pacers, a real nemesis for the Bulls this year.
All right, we're back into action. Corzine had it slapped away, but fell to his knees, regained it, but then tried to pass it, and it was intercepted by the doctor. Got it down under, but wait a minute. They are really throwing it around, but Barkley ends up with a board.
Well, the Sixers are known to throw the ball away a little bit because they do run up and down the floor so much. They're 5th in turnovers per game, but they're also 4th in causing turnovers.
They've got Richardson in there at a guard. Number 4 came in during the timeout.
That's the guard, Michael.
Would not go. Would have counted if it had.
Okay, both Steve Johnson and Corzine have to play well down low here. Last time, Johnson faded away on his jumper. He needs to take it to Charles Barkley. The one problem Charles Barkley has had in this league is he's been very foul prone. Barkley
picking up his first.
You know, we mentioned those 3 games. Make sure if you want tickets for those games to call Teletron at 853-3636. Operators are on duty right now.
All right, you can call right now as Johnson gets them both. 2 free throws by Steve Johnson. Trying to up his ante in that department. A 69% free throw shooter coming in. So now Richardson, 6th-year man out of Seattle, and Moses.
Well, that was a nice pass by Charles Barkley. The Sixers break the Bulls' press very easily. That's the 3rd dunk tonight. Now the Sixers are in some kind of zone pressure defense.
Corzine outside, trying to get Malone out of there so you can work it either to Jordan or to Johnson. Matthews, no, but right up in there was Higgins.
Rod Higgins got those long arms. Nice timing, good follow. Another dunk. We're going to keep track of dunks tonight.
Well, the last 3 times we've been tied, the Bulls have broken it and gone in front. Right now it's 14-12 Bulls over Sixers. Moses, look left, fades right, comes in, no. And a whistle right under that bucket. Probably be Johnson.
Well, Steve's got to come over and help Dave on this play. Moses so strong down here. Watch him use his body just to muscle in. Dave with his hands up. Steve Johnson chops him. Moses to the line to shoot a pair.
He's got 4, 2 free throws, 1 bucket, and gets the roll. He has 5.
Of course, in a big Celtic game the other night, Moses only had 38 points and 24 rebounds. That's when they wiped the Celtics off the Spectrum floor.
That 24 was his high for the year in the rebound department. We are tied at 14. We've had 4 ties and 5 lead changes, and we haven't played a quarter yet. 5:10 remaining in the opening quarter. We're at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. The Bulls playing shorthanded with no Woolridge, no Greenwood, no Jones.
Well, Michael missed that jumper. I don't think that Kevin wants to see that shot. He'd like to see some penetration.
Look out, he's going to penetrate, get down, dish it off. But who's going to hit that hot
Get on the floor after it.
That's right. It's the old late scrap iron Clint Courtney would have said, you can't do nothing with it until you get a hold of it.
That's right. And, you know, you never know. Those loose balls mean something here in the first quarter as well as they do the fourth quarter. And you kind of set a trend for your club and an example. So get down and get it.
Barkley going to jump with Corzine. Barkley tapped it, but Jordan there leads Matthews and pulled up on the baseline. Going to shoot it, and it will not fall.
Well, that should have been goaltending. Barkley hit the board and shook the rim as the ball was on it. That was definitely goaltending.
Barkley dotted line, puts it up. No. Slap will not go by Moses. Slapped out of bounds. It'll be Sixers ball. Kevin Lockery is still livid when they didn't get that goaltending call at the other end.
Well, there was a travel on Matthews, but he was kind of helped on the travel. A little shove. No call.
Malone off the glass, no. Barkley will go up and not get it. A tip.
Well, the Sixers playing Annie over. We mentioned up front, they're the best in the league on the offensive boards. Their leader, Moses Malone.
16-14.
You know, Barkley's so big, if he stands in the middle and the ball's coming to him, no way you'll get it.
Little Matthews underneath tried to put it up and had to force it, and it was too hard. So here come the Sixers, leading by 2. Sixers with their first lead, 16-14 Philadelphia. They led 2-1 briefly, but that's the first time now that they've led since. All alone was Richardson.
Super pass from Dr. J. You'll see that Jordan tries to help on Irving, and he always finds his man.
All right, 18-14. There is Johnson underneath. He found himself all alone, and Johnson has 4.
Good position by Steve Johnson. Did it without the ball.
Cheeks, quarter court far side against Matthews. Good matchup there. Doctor going to make a move and then fade with the jumper, and it will not go. And Steve Johnson battled and earned a rebound right there. Wes Matthews looking down court to Corzine. Under. He's going to have to wait for somebody to go by, and that will be a foul. David just had to wait because Sixers kept flying by him.
Well, Barkley's going to get hit with a technical here. I saw him kind of embarrass Bruce Alexander. He got called for the foul on that play. The big guy, Corzine, was just going to let everybody go through. I'm sure some of the fans wanted a 3-second call. He waited, finally got the foul from Barkley.
Jordan's free throw shooting the tee, and he has 5.
There's the Doctor, and there's Barkley. Cheeks, and then Barkley reaches back and supposedly gets him.
George Johnson will replace Barkley. Johnson, a 6-year veteran out of St. John's.
You know, what you got to do with those officials, Milo, is kind of go over on the side and talk to them. If you try to embarrass them out in front of a full house like you have here tonight, they're always going to hit you with that technical.
No free throw by Corzine that time. Sidney Green is in, and Johnson's going to get a rest. 18-17. Corzine going to try to tie it, and does with a good roll. Corzine now with 3. We're tied at 18. It's our 5th tie in the early going. We're at the 3-minute mark of the first quarter. Crash. Bobby Jones handling the ball for the first time since coming in. He's a good veteran, isn't he?
Oh, he can play. He can do it all. Bobby's had some medical problems. Played right through him. Super defensive player. Good passer, and can shoot the open jumper when necessary.
Jordan picking up his first foul.
Kind of guy you want in there at the end of the game, too.
3rd team foul. First on Michael. Richardson moves into the top of the key. Wanted to give it on the other side, but it closed up. And as Jones moved to the hoop, Higgins will be caught. And Kevin Lockery says the Bulls need a timeout, and they get it. 2:48 remaining in the first quarter. We're tied at 18. To think about playoffs and second half tickets.
Well, that's right, Milo. 16 teams make the playoffs. Looks like the Bulls are headed that way. You can buy a season ticket for the rest of the year for as little as $76 a seat. Get the great seats and get that same seat for the playoffs. Don't get shut out. Call the Bulls office 346-1122 during business hours.
And secure those playoff tickets. Why don't you make it an omen? $76 per seat. Do it the night we're going to beat the Sixers right here. How's that? Jones with a free throw. Jones, a good free throw shooter at 86%.
Well, you talked about how good a free throw shooter Moses Malone is. He's hit 20 straight. He hit 16 for 16 against the Celtics, and he's 4 for 4 here tonight.
Jones got the roll, and they are in front by 2.
Sidney Green trying to play guard there.
Yeah.
He's going to get in trouble.
And he ends up on the floor. Now Richardson will get it away to George Johnson, and Cheeks will finally bring it up. Billy Cunningham out signaling the play. His jersey's retired. It's up in the rafters. Moses, no. How can a guy that big miss one from 1.5 feet and then make an impossible shot?
That's why he's Moses. Misses the easy bunny, and a little dipsy doodle flip from the big 6'10" center goes through.
Unofficially has 10. Oh, Jordan, and stayed with it on a pass that he couldn't handle at first and ended up with the bucket. 7 for Michael.
You don't learn that, do you?
No. What was it? Lockery was looking at a replay of one of the games, and they saw one of those moves. Somebody said, what do you call that? He said, you call that talent.
Call that a gift. Oh, nice pass from Moses.
And then Cheeks got hammered as he got down under the bucket.
Right, one of the things that Moses has struggled with early in his career was everybody knew he was going to shoot every time he got the ball. He really looked nice on that play. He looked the whole floor over and hit Cheeks streaking to the basket.
Cheeks an 87% free throw shooter. Matthews picked up his first foul.
That's 7th in the league, too, for Maurice Cheeks.
All right, let's see what Cheeks does here. He splits that net. Milo Hamilton and Johnny Mengelt with the Bulls on the road on WGN Television 9 in Chicago, Chicago's very own and America's #1 sports station. Cheeks hit them both, and he has 4 points for the evening. Mo Cheeks. Chicago DeSable fans remember him well. He was a second-round choice of the Sixers in '78. Played collegiately at West Texas State. Couldn't get it to Corzine, but now broken up by Jordan and flips it to Corzine. Baseline, yes, and Jordan made it happen.
Well, that's right. Michael's 6th in the league in steals at 2.35. He can do it all. Dave Corzine on the soft jumper.
Sixers lead it by 2. 1:20 remaining in the opening quarter. Jones down the lane, changed hands in the air and got fouled as he went through. Jordan says, not me, but the official says, yes. Jess Kersey says that's on Michael, his second.
Bobby Jones, besides being all the other things we said, is very ambidextrous. He can go to the basket with either hand, and that comes in handy down low in the paint area.
One Tar Heel got the other one that time. Bobby Jones, North Carolina 74, and he is 3 for 3 from the line tonight. Malone will get a rest, and Clemens Johnson will give him that rest.
Moses doesn't sit out very many minutes. He's averaging 37 minutes a game.
Bobby Jones trying to make it 4 straight, and he's done it. 26-22, third time that the Sixers have led by 4.
One of the rare times we've seen Michael Jordan at forward this year. Bobby Jones, probably a good matchup over there, one of the best defensive players around.
And with him up there, that means Daly's in at the other guard. They break it up, and they'll bring it up here with Richardson. Sixers leading by 4. We're under a minute in the opening quarter at the sold-out Spectrum in Philly.
You know, that may be the case. You're seeing Jordan at forward, where we might see that matchup of Jordan and Irving later on tonight.
All right, Watley's going to come into the guard, and Matthews will get a rest. Enos Watley into the guard, second-year man out of Alabama.
I talked to Doctor before the game and asked him about Michael Jordan, and all he had to say was that the intern is learning very quickly.
Jordan picks up his 8th point of the night. The foul was called on that loose ball at the other end on Bobby Jones. Jordan's perfect, and he has 9. So the Bulls are trailing by 2 in a 26-24 game on a running clock showing 42 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Cheeks got it to Richardson on a beauty. No bucket. Slapped up by Johnson. No. Look, they wanted a cylinder call, didn't they?
Yeah, it looked like Sidney Green was up in there in the cylinder. They must have thought it was coming off the rim. No whistle.
All right, outside to Jordan. Fakes by Jones. Won't go for him.
Good move by Sid Green.
Oh, he got in there and had the good position for the rebound.
Well, since David Greenwood has been out with his bad leg, Sid Green has done a nice job on the boards. On the matchup between Michael, and Michael is coming out of the game right here along with Dave Corzine. When he matches up with a guy like Bobby Jones, he's going to have a tough time taking those jumpers with Bobby around. Bobby very good defensively, got long arms, and can get his hand up and will not foul him. He needs to take the ball to the basket and create some action.
All right, Higgins is back in there. Sidney Green, 83% free throw shooter, and knocks it down the first time he has a chance. He could tie it here. Sidney Green, second-year man out of UNLV, and he does it. And we are tied at 26, and it's our 6th tie of the evening. 26 all with 8 seconds remaining in the quarter. Richardson outside. Is he going to make a move? He's going to have to put it up. Blocked by Watley. Puts it up again and got it. Richardson stayed with it.
Now you get penalized for playing a good D. Looks like the floor is a little slick. Guys are slipping down. But nonetheless, Richardson hits it at the buzzer.
And it's a 2-point game at the end of the first quarter. Sixers 28, Bulls 26. We are ready to go into the second quarter. The Sixers leading it by 2 in that first quarter. Back and forth we go. We had 6 ties and 8 lead changes.
Well, the Sixers perfect from the free throw line. They're shooting 81% for the year. That's awful good. They had 27 straight against the Celtics before missing last Wednesday night.
Walt Lucas here in Philadelphia wants to be remembered to the Illinois Amateur Softball Commissioner and current ASA President, Chuck McCord. Great to have you with us. Remember, the Cubs clinched the division. You'll be able to see that exciting evening once again. A replay of that clincher Tuesday night, February 19th at 7, right here on Channel 9.
I want to see all the partying after that game.
Well, it must have been in the
In the
other
clubhouse.
booth. It wasn't in the radio booth. Boudreaux and I had to stay on the air. 28-26 Sixers as we move to the second quarter. That's Jones in the lane and too hard on a little shovel.
Sid Green on a strong rebound.
Sidney Green with a little more playing time lately and has responded to it.
Yes, very well on the boards. He needs to learn the offense a little bit better and learn his assignments, and I think you'll see him a lot more.
Well, they keep waiting for him to live up to that progress start. Watley's shot was tipped and did not go. They come up with a 3-on-2, but then driving the lane, not getting it was Cheeks, and here come the Bulls. Watley looking for Daly. Pulls up, changes hands, wouldn't roll in for him. Taken down by George Johnson, and Richardson, I think, stepped on the sideline.
Assistant coach Bill Blair trying to help Jess Kersey make the call. Looked like Jess kind of tripped a little bit and sprained his ankle.
In fact, Mark Feil, who was the subject of a very nice piece in the Chicago Tribune magazine section Sunday. There's Mark. Hey, Mark finally relented and realized that he's getting older and went to get the glasses. He's been complaining for 2 years he couldn't read anything. That's the way to go. There's Fred Carter, one of the assistants. 28-26 Sixers. Our next game on Channel 9 will be DePaul and Dayton. What a rematch that should be. That'll be Wednesday night, the 6th at 8 o'clock. Our next Bulls game will be Boston and Hartford, Friday the 22nd at 6:30.
You know, one time down in New Orleans, we had an official get hurt. The guy left the game, and I'll tell you what, one guy officiated the game and was probably one of the best officiated games I'd ever been in. That guy really worked hard, worked the floor. Nobody complained because they felt sympathy for him.
Well, plus the players appreciated the position he was in and didn't put him on the spot.
They did a heck of a job. And there's Mark Feil down there taping Jess Kersey's ankle. You got to feel for those officials sometimes. You know, they run up and down the floor just as much as the players do, and they've got a worse traveling schedule. I mean, they play 80 road games every year. So it's got to be tough sometimes to physically be in the game and also mentally.
All right, Bruce Alexander, the other official, down making sure that it's going to be all right. And Dr. No, Mark Feil, going to tape him up and get him ready to go.
This could be a little asset to the Bulls tonight, who are somewhat short-handed. It allows a little extra rest in the first half that will allow Jordan and Corzine, who played a real long time, and Steve Johnson to get a little more rest. So it could be a plus right here for the Bulls.
And speaking of shorthanded, hope that Orlando Woolridge got better today. They sent him home to see what they can do about those back spasms. I understand David Greenwood, without Achilles, is about ready to go again. And Jonesy should be ready to go. Well, and speaking of that, Chris Engler. If you want to hear a story, you've got to stay tuned for the halftime interview with the Crash Man and Chris Engler. An interesting chat, so stay right on Channel 9 for it here tonight.
A little different look at what it's all about and what it sometimes takes to get to the NBA.
Everything is not peaches and cream.
No, everything's not those $1 million contracts and TV commercials. It can be a lot more. And Chris is a guy who's a bright guy and very tenacious when you hear his story.
All right, they come out with Jones, Richardson, and Threet. Threet has come in at a guard. He'll be number 3, so Cheeks getting his first rest.
Well, sometimes, you know, we've had a good ball game so far. Up and down, teams playing well. Sometimes a little niche like that can put a crink in somebody's game, and we'll see what happens now.
All right, Higgins outside to Watley. Watley against Threet. Threet, the second-year man out of West Virginia Tech. Tried to alley-oop it to Sidney. Kept alive by George Johnson.
Good defense.
How he stayed inside the end line was a miracle. So Threet then ends up bringing it up. Siddell Threet gets it to Jones. Down and under to Richardson. Wouldn't roll for him. Boy, Bulls came out of that luckily because he had gotten loose.
Sixers missing quite a few bunnies tonight. Good thing they're good on the offensive boards.
Not big Playboy fans, obviously. 28-26 Sixers over the Bulls. Here come the Sixers. Threet may take it all the way and does. Too hard off the glass. Another bunny hop miss.
Well, typical rookie mistake. Misses the bunny and then comes back in bounds and draws the foul. The old days would have been a backcourt foul, 2 shots. The new rules say no.
We just moved into the second quarter and the Sixers lead by 2. Now watch him get in there and grab. All right, we come up court with Watley. Watley against Threet. Bulls trying to tie it here. Moving toward the 10-minute. Green under, too far, then tried to come up, knocked out of bounds. A good clean block.
Quentin Daly getting bumped around in there, can't get a break so far tonight. Fumbled the ball twice and then had a shot block.
Higgins will trigger. In the corner to Green. He's going to make a move, dotted line, then a little shovel wouldn't go, and then he was fouled as he came across the lane.
Well, here's the foul. Good strong move by Sidney Green into the middle. There's the grab. If you make an aggressive move to the basket, the things that look like fouls usually are going to be called fouls by the officials.
George Johnson picking up the foul. Green at the line. He tied it the last time he was there. Now he'll have another chance to do it. He's 3 for 3 from the line tonight. So that 83% free throw shooting coming in is no accident. Green's 4 for 4, and we are tied at 28.
Bulls in some half-court pressure of the zone type.
2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. George Johnson took a move, slapped away from him as he went by. Picked up by Daly. Coming up, little tentative. Now holds on, gets to Higgins. Higgins against Jones, and Higgins will get it.
Tough
and
shot.
Higgins has 8. 30-28 Bulls. Jones tried to force it in the middle, broken up by Higgins, picked up by Daly. Daly coming near side against Clement Johnson, then back out it goes to Watley. Watley spinning, got it in under to Higgins, and a whistle. Julius and Tony are coming back in.
Enos Watley, a little dance with the ball, slid the ball into Higgins. Clement Johnson picks up a cheap foul. Higgins to the line to shoot a pair.
Bulls leading 30-28, 9:30 remaining first half. Higgins at the line, he has 8. Give him 9. The young man from Harvey, Illinois, went to Thornton and collegiately played at Fresno State. It's his 3rd year with the Bulls.
Well, Higgins, he can score as many points as he wants. The big key here tonight is to play the doctor.
10 points for Higgins. His season high is 15. He's sure got a shot at that. And with Orlando back home nursing back spasms, Higgins needs to fill the role here tonight. Bulls lead by 4.
You can bet Tony, being scoreless, is going to go right to it.
Threet back out to Tony. George Johnson, no. Oldham was lucky he didn't get called for a goaltend right there, wasn't he? He was right up in there. 32-28 Bulls. We've gone under 9 minutes in the second quarter. Green under. Green off the glass. Good position, and he forced his way under and got it.
Bulls playing very well here with the Bombers, what they like to call themselves.
6-point lead Chicago. It's a 10-point swing here in the last 4 minutes. 34-28 Bulls. Look at that Sidney Green go up and bring it down.
Again, Sidney strong on the board, getting his chance to play, showing his stuff.
6'9", 210, and he's been muscling it tonight on both ends. Moses getting ready to come back in for the Sixers. Watley directing traffic for the Bulls. They lead it by 6. 8:20 remaining in the second quarter. Green turnaround jumper baseline, no. Slapped up by Oldham, and I think he went over the shoulder, will be caught for the foul.
He did. Kevin Lockery hollering for the illegal defense. Didn't get the call. Sid Green, really not his shot. 10-foot fade away from the base.
So it's the first on Oldham, first for the team in the quarter. Moses back in there against Oldham. Tony slapping it around, won't go, and loose ball underneath. That will be on Threet, his second.
Andrew Toney on the penetration. Nice pass to Threet. Toney doing a better job this year in passing off the ball and thus becoming a much better offensive player.
34-28 Chicago, and with the ball, Enos Watley, second year out of Alabama. Roll Tide roll. That'll get him to smile. He'd like to roll it right here. He hasn't been getting those playing minutes that he did as a rookie. Oldham grabbed that. I think it was intended for Daly. Then Oldham fires up a brick bat and rattles everything, and no good. 7:30 remaining in the first half. Threet brought it up quickly. Toney, three if it goes. Does not go. Came off on the weak side to Watley, and he'll bring it up. 7:20 remaining in a half. Bulls lead 34-28.
Sixers reaching down for every kind of shot. Posting up, jumpers, three-pointers, and always coming up dry so far here in the second quarter.
Higgins, they've got everybody out. Nobody's down under. Now Higgins drives the lane and blocked in there by Clement Johnson. All alone is Julius Erving. He was all alone. He got behind everybody. He has 4 points. 34-30 Chicago. Daly, 14-footer, no. Oldham came down on the shoulder of Moses Malone and didn't get a foul, and the crowd reacted. They wanted to call. Moses didn't seem to care. He just shrugged it off. Timeout, Sixers. 6:36 remaining in the second quarter. Bulls lead it by 4. Celtics, Pistons, Pacers. That's on the Bulls menu at home coming up.
That's right. Tuesday night they play the Boston Celtics. The first 10,000 fans will receive a limited edition pair of Bulls shoelaces. Then it's Detroit on February 12th, and Isaiah Thomas. 10,000 fans will receive a Bulls bumper sticker. And then Friday, February 15th, the Bulls play host to the Indiana Pacers. To order tickets, call Teletron at 853-3636. Operators are on duty now.
All right, let's go back to the action. An alley-oop for Moses. And he traveled because Oldham played the good D on him.
Well, Oldham's bumping the Mo a little bit here, and you might see the Mo get a little upset. Let's keep an eye on that matchup. Except for on defense, they got Moses Malone guarding Sidney Green.
All right, we got a pair of threes right now. Threet against Watley. Jordan, a turnaround dotted line. 2 for Jordan, and he has 11. Back to a 6-point lead. It's the third time tonight that the Bulls have had a 6-point lead. They trailed by 4 on 3 occasions, all in the first quarter. Trailed by 2 at the quarter, lead by 6 right now. And the drive in was Toney, and he's going to have a charge.
Well, you're going to see Cunningham go a little goofy on this call. You know, that's a call you'll rarely see, but it was probably a pretty good call. Cheeks coming in for Toney, who's really struggling tonight.
Third foul on Toney.
Oldham jumped straight up, and Toney caused the contact. Now, 9 times out of 10, you'll see an official give that call to the offensive man. That, I think, was the right call.
All right, Quentin Daly, the Q man. Hadn't had a chance to get anything going yet. That was from behind and fouled.
Bruce Alexander calls it on the doctor. I think the doc got him. He knows it. Daly struggling. He'll go to the line with a chance to shoot a couple and get off
penalty
and get off the snide.
Daly's an 81% free throw shooter.
Sixers so far 1 for 10 this quarter.
And Daly does get off that bumper, and the third best scorer on the club, and the second that's available here tonight with 16.5 points a game. Quentin hit 1, tries to hit 2, got them both. And the Bulls lead it by 8. That's the biggest lead on either side.
Well, they're doing it on the board this quarter. They're only allowing the 76ers 1 shot when they're missing them.
There's a mismatch. Moses against Green. Boy, you got to hope something could happen before he makes his move. Slapped away by Green. Now it's picked up by Clement Johnson, and he's got the bucket. They've got their 2 big centers in there together.
Well, Moses looks like he's got gloves on tonight. He can't seem to handle the ball down low, but the Sixers score anyway.
38-32 Chicago, as Michael tried to ride down the lane and got fouled as he went by.
Now you watch Michael. He can go left or right. Penetrates left this time, and Cheeks gets called for the reach-in foul.
That should be his third. And it is. So Michael Jordan will be at the line. He has 11 points. He's averaging 27.2. A dozen for Michael. So once again, here comes Mr. Jordan. He's got 13. Bulls have only missed 2 free throws. The Sixers have not missed any. So we're seeing a clinic here tonight at the line.
Jordan matched up with the doctor right now.
And there they are. Oh, he tried to show Michael a little hang time.
Michael hung right up there with him. Doc went to the right, in the middle, tried to pull a little double pump. Michael right there to bother the shot.
Triggers it to Threet. Threet will split the net.
Well, Michael fell asleep on that one. Dr. J set a nice pick on Daly, and Michael did not switch off on Threet, allowed him the jumper.
Daly against Cheeks. In his range and where he likes to shoot it, but too hard. He forced that one a little bit. He's not comfortable yet, is he? Threet to Cheeks. Doctor in under to Moses and flipped it and fouled. Bucket. I am alone. Got him within 4.
Now that's living proof. You don't have to score on the initial break. Here's Moses Malone filling the lane very late with the little fingertip roll and the chance for the three-pointer.
And he does it, and unofficially has 13 as Oldham picked up his second personal. Corzine has gotten a good rest. Probably see him back soon.
Dr. J on a wild matchup guarding Enos Watley.
And that leaves Jordan against Threet. Sidney Green needs to get rid of it. Jordan tried to keep it alive, but as he tipped it, Threet came out of there with it. Threet fakes a shot, gives it to Dr. J, and filling the lane with Clement Johnson. Now it's a one-point game.
Well, you're getting a clinic here on how to run a fast break. The Sixers pushed the ball up the floor twice in a row. Initially had nothing, and then hit the trailer coming down the middle of the lane. There's a lot to do with timing there. If you're a big man trailing the play, you just don't come tumbling down the middle. You time it and wait for the opportune time.
We are tied. Clement Johnson all of a sudden here has caught fire, got the three-point play, has 5, and we are tied at 40. 8 unanswered points, and it'll be a timeout, Chicago. 4:05 remaining in the second quarter. We're tied at 40. 4:05 remaining in the first half. And let's make a run for those playoffs with that special half-season ticket offer, Crash.
Right, Milo, for as little as $76 per seat, you can get great seats for every remaining home game. And you're guaranteed those same seats for the playoffs. Don't get shut out. Call the Bulls office at 346-1122 during business hours and secure that second half ticket along with the playoff tickets.
All right, here we go with the 4-minute mark just rolling by us here in the second quarter. Watley against Irving. Near side, Jordan fakes it, pulls up, then puts it up, and will nail Clement Johnson with the personal.
It'll be interesting to see if they give him 2 shots. He made a nice move, got Clement Johnson up in the air, exactly what he wanted to do, and really made a pass to Dave Corzine, but he's going to go to the line anyway.
Foul number 2 on Clement Johnson, and Steve Johnson is going to come back in for Chicago, replacing Sidney Green, and Sidney did a good job in there.
That's right, he did. He looked very nice on the defensive boards and made a couple nice post-up moves.
Michael Jordan at the line. That's his 14th point.
Bulls are in the bonus, so it really didn't make any difference, but it would have been interesting to see what call Jess Kersey would have made.
Jordan has 15. It's 42-40, Chicago, with 3:50 remaining in the first half. And a really timely and interesting halftime show with John Mengelt and Chris Engler. Certainly hope you'll stay right with us at intermission. The doctor put on a move and spins, and Jordan and Johnson were there. It's either going to be 32 or 23. They want 23, and I think Jess Kersey said 32.
Well, Michael got the ball from behind. They made the call on Steve Johnson for pushing Doctor coming over and help. Steve Johnson can't believe it.
Richardson has come in. Julia serving, 76% free throw shooter, wants to keep it with the number, and he has 5 for the evening.
Doctor rolls it in, and the Sixers are still flawless from the free throw line.
If he gets it, we're tied for the 9th time. Whoa, he didn't do it. That's the first free throw they've missed, Crash. 42-41 Chicago, 3:30 remaining in the second quarter. Enos Watley getting some playing time here, and as a result, Jordan is up front. There's Daly coming back to get it. Slapped away. Corzine saved it, maybe. Got to fight for it, and then you'll tie it up. Big Dave, the DePaul star, wasn't going to let that baby get away.
Dave couldn't find a handle on it after it was knocked away. Went down to the floor to get it. Bulls only had 4 seconds remaining on the shot clock. It'll now be reset to 24.
All right, Barkley back in and Bobby Jones back in for Billy Cunningham and the Sixers. Who's going to fight for it? Bobby Jones does and gets it. Gets it to Barkley. 42-41 Bulls. Approaching the 3-minute mark in the second quarter. Moses against Corzine. They tried to double team him, but he hangs on, gets it away. They swing it around to Barkley on a fadeaway jumper, and Barkley has 6 for the evening. And they reclaim the lead at 43-42. 43-42, Sixers over Bulls. 2:48 remaining till halftime.
Looks like I got
with a foul down under.
Corzine on a blocking foul.
His second, team 4th. Sixers with a 1-point lead. Remember, they trailed by 8 once in this quarter, so they've made a comeback. Bobby Jones, and he'll get it. And Bobby Jones has 6. That's his first field goal.
Yeah, Michael's got to come up and play Bobby Jones at the 12-foot area. Bobby can hit that open jump shot.
45-42. So the Sixers have taken the lead as we move toward halftime. Look at that hang, but the reverse wouldn't go for Michael. Down court to Bobby Jones. He caught up with it. He goes in, no, but a slam by Barkley.
Around the mound rebound on the follow slam. Take a look at it.
Man. That's going to get a 20-second timeout for Chicago, and that's got the crowd in it.
That's tough for the Bulls. Bobby Jones a little bit out of control as the pass was too far ahead of him. Charles round the mound rebound Barkley on the follow.
So it's a 5-point lead, 47-42. The Sixers have made it. Now a 13-point swing here because they were down for 8 and now lead by 5. Remember, we have a date with DePaul and Dayton on Channel 9 next Wednesday at 8 from the Horizon. Then a week from tomorrow night, it'll be DePaul and Pepperdine on a Saturday night. Dr. Wayne Brown and his wife Doris, big Channel 9 fans from Paw Paw, Illinois, finally going to make a trip in to watch the DePaul Blue Demons. Why don't you make a night of it as well and follow Joey Meyer and the Blue Demons at the Horizon next week. Wednesday night with Dayton, Saturday night with Pepperdine. You're not able to make it, they'll both be yours on Channel 9. All right, here we go. Bulls badly need to get something this time down. Not this time. Watley forced it. Here comes Barkley. The Mack truck is out of control, but he drove all the way and made it, and Barkley has 10.
Those big guys always like to play guard. Barkley 6'6", 263. I think that's cheating a little bit. Brings it all the way down as a guard.
Now it's a 15-point swing. Corzine, dotted line, everybody around him, and he tried to shoot it up short. He followed, and he got it, and he was fouled. Corzine battled him. He had Sixers all over him, and he still fought him off and made the bucket.
Well, the Sixers have really picked up the intensity on the defensive end. They've had a couple steals. They're really banging and bruising like they did on that play. They got caught. Corzine chance for a 3-point play.
Cheeks caught for the foul. Corzine with 7, going for 8. He's 1 for 2 from the line. He made it the 3-point play, has 8. That gets it back with some sensibility here because it's down to a 4-point lead. 49-45 Sixers. Tried to force it inside, did Cheeks. Bulls broke it up and kept them from getting the layup inside the dotted line.
Well, they set the pick high for Richardson. Good recovery by Daly as he got picked off at the top of the key.
49-45. Cheeks quarter court against Watley. Malone.
Ooh.
Whoa, did he make a move?
Good strong move by Malone right to the middle.
Unofficially 15 for Moses, because there was one bucket earlier that was really questionable whether it was him, Malone, or Barkley. We'll just wait till the halftime to make it official for you when they pass out the scorer's sheet. Saved on the baseline by Moses. Under a minute. Cheeks will put it up. Cheeks won't get it. Bobby Jones got it in there to Moses. Oh, he muscled it. 53-45 Sixers. Now they have an 8-point lead, matching the Bulls' lead earlier in the quarter.
Bulls will try to get a shot up here fairly quickly so they can get 2 for 1.
Jordan Watley, a little tip back to Michael. Couldn't handle it. Dotted line. Finally has it stolen. Cheeks batted. Corzine can put it up and get it. A little bucket job, but Corzine will take it. It's 10 for Dave, and it's 53-47. Sixers with 20 seconds remaining in the quarter, and you'll get a 20-second timeout right here.
Last exchange wasn't very pretty. We said the Sixers have really picked up the intensity defensively. They're really slapping and grabbing and getting after it and causing the Bulls to have some turnovers.
All right, as these Sixers, who have played the Bulls twice this year at Chicago Stadium, beating them 109-102, 114-102. So here tonight, Kevin Lockery having to look down that bench and find somebody extra, because Orlando Woolridge, who generally plays well against these Sixers, is not even here. Neither is David Greenwood, neither is Caldwell Jones. But those things go with the long schedule in the NBA.
Well, Michael Jordan will get a lot more playing time tonight because he's filling 2 shoes. He's playing Orlando's spot a lot at the small forward, and will also play some at guard.
All right, Oldham is going to come in just before the half ends, and Corzine goes to the bench.
3 guards now in for the Sixers: Cheeks, Richardson, and Threet.
And Threet handles it to Cheeks on a running clock that shows 15 seconds remaining in the first half.
3 seconds difference between that and the 24-second clock.
Now we're down to 6 on the shot clock.
Oh,
good job by Watley. Hooks it down to Jordan. Can he go in? Yes, but no. But the trailer, Johnson, was there to get it.
Good follow by Steve Johnson.
Gives him 6. And the buzzer says the half is over.
Barkley didn't do a very smart thing there. I think that ball had a chance to go in.
Yeah. And the half is over. And we have a good one going at the Spectrum here tonight.
We must have had a foul or something before the...
They're saying that he fouled him just before he shot the ball.
Well, there should be some time left on the clock then. At least 2 seconds, I would say. I don't know if they'll run it, but there was 2 seconds left when he took the shot.
Free throw by Cheeks is good. The foul was on Watley. Cheeks now with 5 points, his first point of the quarter. Boy, that makes a difference. He got them both. That gives him 6. And it's a 6-point lead. We have a halftime score. The Philadelphia 76ers 55, the Chicago Bulls 49. Enjoy an organization that's run by Pat Williams, who used to be the general manager of the Chicago Bulls. Well, let's see. Jordan 15 and Higgins with 10 and Corzine with 10. Malone 15, Barkley 10, Irving 7. That's where the difference is. I thought there was going to be a discrepancy because you remember that one bucket that they originally credited to Malone. I think they had some second thoughts about that one.
There's Tony down at the bottom with a big zip. He's averaging 17.1 a game. He's 3rd in the league at 3-point plays too at 40%. So don't go asleep on him. This guy, okay, can wake up any half or any quarter and just win the ball game by himself.
In between halves here, we've had an interesting karate demonstration. And I think Arnie Harris kept wondering what the guy was going to do with the watermelons. Well, he put on a show. I want to tell you now he's going to break that big, must have been about 2 tons of ice. So the Iceman wasn't here tonight from San Antonio, but the karate San Antonio man was replaced. And I tell you, they put on a heck of an exhibition down there. Did you see that watermelon demonstration?
I mean, the guy took the sword and blindfolded himself. I couldn't believe this, man. They asked Arnie Harris to sit down here with the watermelons.
Here it comes.
And he wouldn't do it because he said he's afraid he wouldn't make it to Arizona.
Now watch this.
He's blindfolded.
Whoa. Oh, boy. That's a Gillette act. You got to look sharp, feel sharp, and be sharp to make that go. Are you still clamoring to go to Arizona with Arnie?
Yes, we want you to send all your postcards and letters into WGN demanding.
And you better send a donation because GN's not going to send you.
John to Arizona in care of Chuck Swilling there at WGN.
Maybe they could make it up to you for not going to the Christmas party.
Give John a break. That's what we're going to call it. Give John a break. Send him to Arizona in care of Chuck Swilling.
All right, and while we're looking ahead, we've got DePaul and Dayton Wednesday night. Next Wednesday night, the 6th at 8 o'clock. Then it'll be Pepperdine a week from tomorrow night on the 9th. Then we've got DePaul and Loyola. That should be one of the best games between those two clubs in a long time.
Well, I think Loyola is going to make DePaul play the kind of game that I think they should play, which is running that ball up and down the floor. Loyola, about 7th or 8th in the country in offense at about 83 points a game, is going to make DePaul speed the game up, and that should be a hot one at Rosemont.
Our next two Bulls dates on Channel 9 will be the Bulls and the Celtics at Hartford on Friday the 22nd. Then we'll be in Detroit against Isaiah and the Pistons and Kelly Tripucka on Wednesday the 27th. All right, we've taken a look at the scoring. Crash, why don't you see just how the rebounds came out?
Well, the rebounds, the Bulls were obviously at a deficit 25-18. We said up front that the 76ers have a 6.5-point difference in rebounds on everybody they play. The other key is the turnovers. The Bulls have 9 turnovers and the Sixers have 9 turnovers. Now, the Sixers do turn the ball over a lot. They're first in the league at turning it over, but they're also second in the league at causing turnovers. And they play an upbeat tempo game, pressing and everything else, and you're going to find that kind of result. I think the one thing that is really going to help the Sixers, not only here tonight, but in the playoff situation, is from the free throw line. They are 15 of 16 from the line tonight. The only miss coming by the doctor, and the Bulls are 20 for 22. So you've got two teams here, the Bulls shooting 90% and the Sixers shooting 93%, putting on an exhibition from the free throw line.
All right, we're ready to go. Kevin Lockery will send out Steve Johnson and Rod Higgins up front. Corzine will be in the middle. Matthews and Jordan at the guards. Billy Cunningham has the doctor, Julius Erving. Charles Barkley up front along with Moses Malone. And the guards are Cheeks and Tony. And here we go to the second half.
Yeah, keep an eye on Tony. And in the dunk category, Sixers have 6, Bulls 1.
Look at that double teaming in the back. And wins the 10 seconds. Should have been 10, and I think they've called it.
Give Kevin Lockery a whistle. He'll make the call. The clock hit 14. 10 seconds. The call by Bruce Alexander.
All right, they did the good D back there that time, didn't they? And Higgins will put it in play on the far side, just inside midcourt. Jesse Kersey, who sprained an ankle earlier, the red-headed official, seems to be all right now. Matthews, quarter court far side against Cheeks. Down and under to Higgins, but too high for him, and Tony there to grab it. And Matthews came over to break it away from the doctor.
Well, I think Matthews thought that Higgins was going to stay out in the three-point range. He started to come into the hoop. Just a missed timing there.
All right, Barkley to Cheeks. Matthews there with him. We're in the opening minute of the second half. 55-49 Sixers. Sixers have led by as many as 8. So have the Bulls. So it's been back and forth. Wouldn't go for Tony. He still hasn't scored.
Well, there was Jordan dropping way off Tony, back on Moses Malone, saying, hey, Andrew, you're not very hot tonight. You're going to have to show me that you can hit that 20-foot jumper.
But, boy, he's a guy, when he starts to light it up, he burn out that red bulb, can he?
Well, he's really improved himself, too. He can now only go one-on-one to score, but he's done a nice job passing the ball off this year.
Corzine with his third foul, and you look over on the far side that Tony going to make a move in the lane, dishes off to Moses, made it look easy.
Well, there's a prime example of what we just said. Tony to the hoop. In the old days would have tried to put a shot up here. He finds Malone for the stuff. That's their 7th.
They lead by 8. Second time they've led by 8. Matches the Bulls' lead in early second quarter. Goes out of bounds, and right now in this opening minute, the Bulls not looking too sharp, Crash.
No, except for that nice double team in the backcourt causing the violation. They haven't done much of anything.
Overload the far side, then bring it weak side. Irving fakes a shot on Higgins, finally takes a 16-footer. It'll roll through for the doctor, and he has 9. And all of a sudden, it's a 10-point lead. Can't let him run away and hide in this arena. And Kevin says, no, I need a timeout, and he gets it. 10:30 remaining in the third quarter, and the Sixers have moved away to a 10-point advantage. Bulls at home, Celtics, Pistons, Pacers. What about them?
That's right. Tuesday night, the Boston Celtics will be in town. And then the next Tuesday, February 12th, Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons. And Friday, February 15th, the Indiana Pacers. Call Teletron 853-33-3636. Operators are on duty
right now. And Corzine tried to back in on Moses, and you got a whistle.
Illegal defense on Maurice Cheeks. Dropped too far off of Matthews to try to help double team on Steve Johnson. The next one will be a technical foul.
All right, Higgins at quarter court to trigger far side. Gets it into Steve Johnson. Oh, almost intercepted by Cheeks as he handed it back to Wes Matthews. Jordan fakes. Now he'll need some help. Matthews will put it up. It will be short off the front. Long down court to Julius. And that's all she wrote. 11 for the Doctor, 4 in the half, and they lead by 11.
That's their 8th dunk tonight, and you can see what a slam and jam will do to the crowd. It'll bring them in it.
61-49. Should be a 12-point lead. That's the biggest lead on either side.
He walked.
And he walked, and he was on the baseline.
Right, trying to avoid the line. He walked. I think Daly's going to have to come in here because they're dropping off Matthews and double teaming Jordan and everybody else and not allowing them to get their stuff off. So if Matthews can't hit that jumper, you're going to have to replace him.
So Quentin Daly is at the scorer's table. Got it inside to Tony, and Tony gets his first bucket, and he's fouled. Andrew Tony, a native of Birmingham. And look at this play.
Well, Michael got screened off on top by Barkley and just could not recover. Needs a little help there. Tony gets off the snide with his first two.
And Jordan picks up his third foul, so a 3-point play for Tony. 17-point average, and it's the first 3 points he's scored.
Bulls look
Daly and Matthews are the guards now, so Jordan's going to play up front.
He's just trying to put some more offense in there and outside scoring, but
Matthews hits one.
He has to hit that shot. There's no doubt. If they are going to drop off him, he must take that shot. He can't pass it up, and he must hit it if he's going to play.
64-51. Oh, way out. Oh, don't let him get started on that one, or Tony can light you up. It's 64-51, Philadelphia. Oh, look at that move by Michael. 17 for Jordan.
Well, they went baseline to baseline. A lot of times there's confusion in that situation. Everybody's saying, hey, you pick him up. No, you pick him up. I'll pick him up. And nobody picks him up.
Almost intercepted by Michael. Picked his pocket and it went out of bounds. Slapped it away from the Doctor. Watley is going to come in. And Matthews will go to the bench. 20 guards now are Daly and Watley.
22nd timeout for the Sixers. It's a matchup that we've all been waiting on. I'd like to see him run up and down the floor a few times with Michael on the Doctor.
All right, we've got 8:37 remaining in the third quarter, and we're going to take a look at Michael.
Well, he takes it all the way down, and a lot of times in this situation is, you know, you're waiting for another guy to pick him up because you don't want to let your guy alone, and that's really a plus to Michael because he can pass the ball so well. Guys are kind of tentative to leave him. Nobody picks him up, and he goes in for the easy layup.
You know, they're watching down in Houston tonight. Mike Storin, the senior vice president of sales and marketing of the Houston Sports Association, who at one time was the commissioner of the old ABA. So he's watching with interest Dr. Julius Erving, Moses Malone, Bobby Jones, and if Caldwell Jones would hear, that'd be 4 of the old players that Mike Storin was the commissioner of in the ABA.
I knew Mike well. Talked to him quite a few times when I was in college. Oh. The Doctor saying, where's the foul?
Michael gives it to, oh, Johnson wanted to shoot it before he had it.
Well, Michael made a nice play, drew the defense, threw a nice bounce pass to Steve Johnson, who we set up front had to play a good game tonight because of his size and his bulk, which is badly needed.
And Sidney Green is already at the scorer's table after that miss by Steve Johnson, so he's probably going to be coming out. 3-second violation.
That's on the Doctor for camping down low in the lane.
Sidney Green in. Steve Johnson goes out up front for the Bulls.
Dr. Julius Erving, averaging 33 minutes a game this year, probably the lowest of his career.
Jordan doing a little hop and a skip. Oh, he tried to put it down, and I'll tell you, I don't know how he got through everybody. It didn't go. Kevin Lockery wanted a foul, and there wasn't any.
He went right around the dock. No foul. He just threw it over the rim out of bounds.
So at the other end, Malone, who did the job on D, then comes up with O at the other end. 19 for Malone. 66-53. 13-point lead. 7:45 remaining in the third quarter. This third quarter all belongs to the Sixers.
Just switched the doctor off Michael.
And Daly took it in.
Nice move by Daly. Malone there to block it. Missed it. Cunningham must feel that the doctor cannot play Michael, or he doesn't want him to play him. Makes the switch defensively.
Well, they're on one another right there. Now they're going to swing it and get it into Moses. The hook won't go too hard. Julius comes down, puts it up, got it. Julius Erving with 13-6 in the quarter, and it's 68-55 Sixers. Watley bringing it up. Enos Watley, second-year man out of Alabama. In a little more playing time here tonight. Jordan spins, puts it up, wouldn't fall. He forced that one, really. And the throw down court goes out of bounds, and the Sixers make a turnover.
I like to see Michael out front handling a ball if he's going to go one-on-one, because that way he can go either way and dish either way. He gets caught on the baseline down there. He's only got one thing to do, put it up or come back out to the left side of the floor.
Bulls trailing 68-55, just about halfway through the third quarter. Corzine with Moses there against him. Daly faked it. Now he'll take it off the glass. He likes to use that glass, but didn't have the good angle that time. All right, Tony pulled it. Almost traveled, and they didn't call it.
Boy, when you're cold, you're cold. Tony can't even find the rim.
Watley to Michael, takes it in, reverse, yes! Holy Toledo, what a play by Michael Jordan, and he has 19.
I think Michael either got fouled or somebody got their hand on the ball. Little delayed spinner.
Peaks got it. Peaks with 8, his first points of the half. 70-57 Sixers. Boy, it's racehorse now. We are halfway through the third quarter. Daly against Cheeks. Corzine with a little rolling hook. A nice touch by David.
Good strong move that cleared out the side for Dave. Daly got him the ball very nicely. You can't double team off Daly.
Tony pulling up, firing. No. Barkley, yes. Barkley with a dozen. And it's 72-59. Sixers in front. They jumped in front by 6 at the half. They're now leading 72-59. Yes, sir. Watley. And
Tony not playing good offense. Fell asleep defensively then. Watley just backdoored him for the easy bunny.
Watley's first points of the night with that one. All right, we've got a timeout. And with 5:20 remaining in the third quarter, Sixers lead the Bulls by 11. You know, you can see the Bulls make their run for the playoffs with our special half-season ticket offer for as little as $76 per seat. You get great seats for every remaining home game, and you're guaranteed those same seats for the playoffs, so don't get shut out.
That's right, Milo. Call the Bulls office at 346-1122 during business hours and secure those second-half tickets and your playoff tickets.
All right, 5:20 remaining in the third quarter. Tony on the dribble against Daly. Makes a move on Q, and you've got a foul. That'll be on Daly.
They just cleared out the left side for Tony. They're trying to get him going. Cunningham knows if he wants any type of outside offense, it's got to come from Andrew Toney.
And the Q-man picks up his first foul tonight. Richardson in there, number 4, and Bobby Jones in there. Malone had it knocked away, and off the foot of Malone, Jordan made that play happen.
Again, Michael Jordan on the double team. Gets his hand on the ball.
72-61 Sixers. Oh, did it go? Yes, for Q.
Well, I'm not so sure they were going for the lob stuff with Q. Not very pretty, but it counts.
Daly now with 6, 4 in the quarter. Tried to alley-oop it, and look at Lil Watley in there to break it up. Down court too far. Even the Q couldn't save that one. Is he all right? I think he just slid under the table.
Safe.
Yeah, Barkley down to make sure that Daly is all right.
Well, here's the play where the ball goes out of bounds, but the real play is on the other end. The Bulls tenaciously dropping back on Moses Malone and anybody posting up down low and stealing the ball. The Sixers are going to have to show him something from outside.
4:34 remaining in the third quarter. Double team on Moses, but he gets through it. 21 for Moses.
Moses a little upset. Don't wake the sleeping giants.
He's averaging almost 26, and he's closing in on that. 74-63, 11-point lead Sixers. Sidney Green with a move on Barkley, then is fouled. That'll be on Barkley.
Well, the big fella tries to block everything. Sid Green faced the basket, made a nice move, got Barkley in the air. He'll go to the line.
Third foul on Barkley. Sidney Green at the line. He's 4 for 4 tonight from that charity stripe. Make it 5 for 5 for Sidley and give him 7. A diamond in the rough in this youngster. He's just got to get that confidence. That gives him 8.
Yeah, they want Sidney to come and play every night. They want that consistency. Even in practice, you practice how you play how you practice, Milo.
All right, 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Richardson, Bobby Jones. Moses fakes it. Now going to take it on Corzine. Fakes, jumps, and got it. And Malone has 23. He pulled all his moves he had on that move, didn't he?
Right, and for those of you throwing the boos at Dave Corzine into your TV set, he's got a tough job tonight. Moses does that on everybody. Dave playing pretty good D.
That's B-O-O-S, not with a Z. And Corzine answers. And Corzine with 14. 76-67, Philadelphia. 3:30 remaining in the quarter.
Tony on the jumper there. You were so surprised to see it go in for Tony that you probably thought it was 3.
78-67. Watley will jump it. Won't get it off the front. Rebound by Barkley. And he loves to dribble that ball. And when he's coming, back behind the back. Out to Richardson, too. Richardson with 6, his first in the quarter, and it's a 13-point lead.
How come all those big guys like to play guard?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, they get out of the way when he comes down there anyway.
I would too.
Yeah, they may be kind when they say he weighs 260. That'll go for the Q-man, and Daly has 8, 6 in the quarter.
Speaking of 260, Quentin Daly down from 202 to 192. The management team there at the Bulls thinks he plays much better at this weight, and obviously is starting to score a little bit more.
All right, Higgins is back in, and Jordan goes to the bench. Oldham's in at center, and Dave Corzine will get a rest. 2:45 remaining in the third quarter. Hugh did not make the three-point play. 80-69 Sixers. We're under 3 minutes in this third quarter. Bobby Jones looking inside, but swings it far side to Tony. Tony makes a move, and that will count.
Tony with the jump shot a minute ago penetrates the middle. You see Sidney Green coming over to help. You make the call. The referees counted it.
It's a second foul on Watley. And Tony, for the second time in the quarter, makes a three-point play and has 8 all in the quarter. 83-69. Their biggest lead was 15. They built it back to 14. 2:18 remaining in the quarter. Overload the far side. Oldham. Whoa. Bobby Jones and Malone on him. That'll be a foul on Bobby Jones, and that should be his second of the night. With only 2:15 remaining in the quarter, the Sixers have had a big quarter here, and they lead the Bulls 83-69. Oldham will be at the line. From the line, he's a 62% shooter. Rolls it. Oldham gets his first point of the night. Didn't get the good roll that time. So it's 83-70 Philadelphia, approaching the 2-minute mark in the third quarter. Jones tried to whip it in the middle, but broken up in there by Green. Gets it to Whatley. Whatley looking on both wings, but takes it in and got it. He looked everybody off and made it himself.
Nice little sweet shove off here. You watch his left hand down below. Just push Bobby Jones enough out of the way to get it up.
Whatley has 4 all in the quarter. Bulls trail by 11.
Oh, that's a late call right there. Neither official had a very good angle. Kevin Lockery obviously not happy with the call. I think he just felt that Tony went to the floor. He had to call something. Calls the push, but when a team's in the bonus, you're putting a deadly free throw shooter like Andrew Toney on the line. He's only shooting 87%.
All right, Clement Johnson, number 45, will give Moses Malone a rest at the pivot. Second foul on Daly, and the free throw is no good by Toney. That's only the second one they've missed all night. The Bulls have missed 4. 83-72 Sixers. Add a point to that as Toney gets his 9th point of the quarter. 12-point lead, Sixers. Whatley will bring it up for Chicago. These two clubs meeting for the 3rd time this year. Sixers trying to make it 3 in a row, and little Mo, Enos Whatley.
Enos getting some time, taking the ball to the basket. They're not picking him up, so he's just putting it up to the hoop.
Richardson to Barkley to Jones. They moved it good, and that's, and Jones goes for the slam.
Secret against the zone press, get the ball in the middle. Charles Barkley, despite his size, can handle it.
86-74 Sixers moving toward the minute mark. Tried to alley-oop it, broken up by Jones. Here comes Barkley behind the back. And they commit the foul. Goodness gracious. Charles Barkley. That's the 3rd foul on Oldham.
Barkley, as you can see, never missed a dinner. Get a little fancy Dan there. Higgins kind of bailed him out. I don't know if he'd have finished that little behind the back move.
Barkley with 13.
I was talking to Pat Williams. I said, you know, you get a guy that size, he may be quick and agile at 263, which you say is generous, but boy, constant pounding like that on his legs over a long season, season after season, will add up, and Pat said that's as light as we can get him.
87-74 Sixers. We're under a minute in this 3rd quarter. Daly quarter court far side against Richardson. Makes a move, puts it high. Archer, no. Slapped up by Oldham, no. And as Oldham came down on Johnson, there'll be a foul on Oldham. He's picked up number 4.
Well, the Bulls have run their half-court offense as well as I've seen them run it all year tonight. Right now, they're not doing a very good job. Everybody seems to be getting in everybody else's way.
87-74 Sixers, 46 seconds remaining in the quarter. Sixers led at the first quarter by 2, led at the half by 6, and have really had a big 3rd quarter here. That will not go for Clement Johnson. Remember, you'll be able to relive the Cubs clinching the division against Pittsburgh. That'll be a replay on Channel 9 Tuesday, February 19th, 7 o'clock, Channel 9. Oh, he missed them both. Wouldn't go for Barkley. And Sidney Green battled and got that board finally. Nearing the half-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Whatley inside the lane, dotted line, and he's tried to penetrate in a whistle against the Sixers.
Well, the Bulls are spreading the floor way out, putting all 3 little men out high, letting the big men post down low, opening up that middle lane for people to drive and make an attempt. Now, Whatley very good at dishing a ball off, hasn't had to yet. They've allowed him that lane to the hoop, and maybe that's one of the reasons they're afraid that he's much more deadly giving it to somebody else than taking a shot himself.
So he got them both. 8 points in this quarter and the game for Whatley. Richardson will bring it up. Gives it back to Toney. To Richardson again. 20 seconds. 12 on the shot clock. Will not go for Richardson. Comes off near side Daly. Bulls will bring it up with 12 on the big clock. No shot clock running. 8.
See how the floor is spread out, Milo?
Yeah, Daly spins and rejected by Barkley. Jones fires no, and the quarter is over, and the 3rd quarter score. shows the 76ers with 87. The Chicago Bulls 76. We've got a quarter to go at the Spectrum, sold out in Philadelphia as Michael Jordan continues to put them in the seats. A lot of seats that haven't been filled in many of these arenas lately, and that goes for Chicago Stadium as well. I'm Milo Hamilton with Johnny Mengelt. Arnie Harris, our producer, on the road tonight, and the Sixers are leading 87-76. They had a 32-point quarter.
Well, you knew Andrew Toney wasn't going to sleep all night, that was for sure. He had 9 in the quarter. The Bulls have to do it on the defensive end. They have to keep the ball away from Doctor and Moses, Clement Jones, and all Barkley and everybody else down low, and make the Sixers beat them from outside. All
right, Green back to Higgins from 20. No. Slapped out to Green. He'll put it up. Yes. And Sidney Green has 10. His high for the year is 11. Michael Jordan getting ready to come back in. Julius Erving is back in for the Sixers to start the fourth quarter. George Johnson's in for them as well.
Bulls double teaming the ball everywhere.
Oh, did he get it? Yes, he did. That's George Johnson.
Well, the Doctor looked and looked and looked. With that long reach, just lobbed the pass to Johnson. Nice play by the Doctor.
George Johnson getting his first points of the night. He's been around. This is his 7th year. George has played with Milwaukee, Denver, and Indiana. First year as a Sixer. Watley, dotted line, fades. No, forced it. Not the good shot for Enos there, was it, Crash?
No, that's not his play.
Erving got up, but the alley-oop just wasn't where he could handle it.
I think Doc can jump as high as he used to. I just don't think he stays up as long as he used to.
Sixers leading by 11. 10:35 remaining in the game. Oldham backing in on Johnson, Clement Johnson. There's George Johnson against Green. Oldham takes it in too hard off the board, and he was fouled. Michael Jordan coming in. Watley goes to the bench.
Let's take a look at the Doctor. He's going to go up. We know he gets up high, hits his head on the backboard. That hurts.
Pacers lead the Bullets by 10 at the end of 3.
Of course, I'd never know.
Oldham getting a free throw, his 2nd point of the night. And got the roll. 3 for Juwan. 89-80. That's as close as the Bulls have been in a while. George Johnson, 15-footer, yes. So he's gotten 4 here in a hurry in the last minute, and they lead by 11, approaching the 10-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Quentin Daly against Richardson. Wants help, takes it back to Oldham. To Q. 14-footer Daly, yes. And Daly has 10.
Give the assist to Juwan Oldham, 7 foot, 250, wanting to play guard.
What is it with these guys?
I don't know. Hey, I was smart enough to stay out of the lane. I didn't want to go down with those big guys.
There's George Johnson going to be the bounce. He's got 6 in all in the last 70 seconds.
Well, George, known as a pretty decent shooter, but only this year, 36% from the field.
Well, and his season high this year is 8, and he's got 6 here in the last minute and a half. Green, yes, for Sidney, and a dozen for Green. That gives him a new season high. He's got a shot at his career high, which is 18. Toney, that's 3. If it goes, it goes.
Andrew Toney, 3rd in the league from the three-point area.
That gives him 17 out of 41 in the 3 points. He's over 400%. 96-84. Boy, that puts a big lead back up there. Wouldn't go for Michael as he drove the baseline.
They caught an offensive foul on Michael.
And that's his 4th. Corzine coming back in.
The 76ers immediately double-team Dr. J with Andrew Toney. Watch Michael's shoulder. Throws it into Andrew. There's the foul.
9:05 remaining in this game. Higgins is back in, along with Jordan, Corzine, Green, and Daly.
Somebody said a no-no.
A T on the Bulls bench. Kevin Lockery. George Johnson, 7 points.
Well, he may feel things are slipping away a slight bit here. The Bulls down 13. He may have felt that that technical was worth it. He wants Michael Jordan to get a few calls.
Cheeks is back into the guard, running at the guard with Richardson. That's Doctor, and he gets the roll, and it falls. 15 for Dr. J. Back to a 15-point lead. That matches their biggest lead, and the Bulls had gotten it down to 9. 99-84 Sixers. Higgins to Q. Spins, dotted line, good.
Tough shot, a banker right in front of the hoop.
12 for Daly. 99-86 Sixers over Bulls. 8:25 remaining in this game. There's George Johnson. He figures shoot while I'm hot, but he finally missed one. Michael Jordan looking up court. Michael with 19 to lead the Bulls. Daly going to try to stay hot, but wouldn't go. But Sidney Green up there to get it. And Green with 14. And timeout Sixers. Timeout on the floor, Philadelphia. 8:06 remaining in the game. Sixers lead the Bulls by 11. Oh, the Bulls. They're making a little light of the Bulls here.
Well, the Bulls are a little light right now. They're 11 down, but don't forget those next 3 home games. Tuesday night, it's the Boston Celtics. The following Tuesday, it's the Detroit Pistons. And Friday, February 15th, the Bulls play the Indiana Pacers. Order your tickets. Call Teletron at 853-3636. Call now.
Coming up the first 2 weeks of February at the Chicago Stadium. No good by Doctor. George Johnson tried to get it. I think the shot was slightly tipped.
It looked like a knuckleball going to the hoop. Doc's a better shooter than that.
Michael Jordan bringing it up against Cheeks. Near side Higgins turns right around with a jumper. No.
Tough shot by Higgins going away from the basket. They need to get better shots than that at this point in the game.
Yes, sir. Got to be a little more selective. Richardson, no. Taken down by Sidney Green. This is the best game we've had him in a television game this year, isn't it? Daly all the way, but partially blocked. No foul anywhere. Corzine, the captain, yelling, saying, "Where's the foul?" George Johnson, and they do get a foul at the other end, and Higgins.
Nice job by Maurice Cheeks. Finding George Johnson coming down the left side on the lane. Here's the contact right here.
Second foul on Rod Higgins. George Johnson with 7. If he gets this, it ties his season high. He has done it. Gives him 8. Threet is coming in for Richardson. Sedale Threet. Number 3 is into the guard for the Sixers.
Second year out of West Virginia. Got a lot of playing time early in the year, averaging 15 minutes a game. That's a little deceiving. Hadn't played that much of late. But when they had some injuries early, Richardson was out. He got a lot of playing time.
101-88 as George Johnson picked up his 9th point, making 2 for 2, gives him a new season high. Long way from career high of 32. Ooh. Michael got up in the air and got scissored, and somebody got a foul.
Looked like the doctor got him from behind, trying to recover on the play. Michael says, "Hey, Doc, I can hang just a little bit longer than you because I'm younger."
It's the second on the doctor, Julius Erving. 101-88 Sixers, 7:03 remaining in this game.
Bulls got to pick up some intensity here. They're going to play themselves right out of it. They can't allow themselves to wait till the 4-minute mark, being down 10, 11 points, to try to get back into it. They got to do something right now.
Free throw by Michael gives him 20, and it's his first point of the 4th quarter. 101-89 Sixers. Michael, nothing but string music, and 21 points for Jordan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 for 9 from the line for Michael.
Well, it could have been justice. The 3 came into the front court and then stepped his back foot back into the back court, then threw the ball away. Either way, the Bulls get it, down by 11.
101-90 Sixers, approaching the halfway point of this 4th quarter. Jordan, yes, he had the good court sense to make the shot go through. I don't mean through the basket, which it eventually did, but to keep the motion going to get the shot.
Well, he got weak side. Threet got weak side help here, but it didn't come soon enough. There's Johnson coming down low to help. As soon as Michael feels the foul, he just puts it up on the glass, hoping it'll go in.
4th foul on 3. Middle roll for Quinton.
4-point play, half to Jordan, half to Daly. Bulls trail by 7.
And remember, they were down by 15 just a little while ago. Irving putting a move on Higgins, pulls up, jumper goes for the doctor, and he has 17. 103-94 Sixers. Quinton Daly in the backcourt against Cheeks. Finally gets it across the timeline. Michael Jordan. Near side Higgins. Jumper Rod. 2 for Rod. And Higgins now with a dozen. His first of the half.
Oh, Doctor pushed off on the play. Got away with it.
That's the superstar play.
Super play by Irving. You missed it here on the replay. He kept his arm on Higgins' back. Just the contact. When the ball came, a little nudge made a big difference, Doctor, on the dunk.
12 in the second half for the Doctor. They lead by 9 again. 105-96. We're under the 6-minute mark. Jordan hangs. Won't fall this time. He's fouled. And Kevin Lockery wants a timeout. Timeout, Chicago. 5:39 remaining in the game. Sixers lead Chicago 105-96. During business hours tomorrow, call the Bulls office 346-1122 and secure those playoff tickets and second half tickets.
That's right. The Bulls are going to make their run for the playoffs. That's a half-season ticket offer. You can buy that seat, Milo, for as little as $76 per seat. So call the Bulls office 346-1122 during business hours.
Do it tomorrow. Michael Jordan at the line. Free throw good, and he has 24. Up in Lake Forest, young, talented, and charming Jennifer Mengeld is watching under the weather. She'll be all right, Pops. Don't worry.
Yeah. She wants to know if she can go to ballet lessons tomorrow.
Not right now. She's got a ballet ache.
That's right.
105-98 Sixers as Jordan has 25. One more bucket and he'll have his average. But right now, the big thing is to get back in this thing, and the clock is their biggest enemy. Cheeks, a pair.
Sixers use the clock, run it down to 4. Maurice Cheeks
has 10. 107-98. We're moving toward the 5-minute mark in the 4th and final quarter at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Milo Hamilton and Johnny Melton along with Arnie Harris bringing it to you. The Bulls on the road on Channel 9. Sidney Green not this time. Taken down by Moses.
Well, Bulls need to run some continuity offense, move some people around. When you spread it out like that and take long jumpers, you're not going to get any second shots.
Cheeks didn't let it go this time just right. And here comes Michael Jordan. He's taking a look.
Double team. Notice the double team every time he's got the ball.
Weak side Daly. Then he's going to have to force one, and he got it. Daly's had a great second half, Crash.
Right. Tony came off the double team on Michael. Couldn't get back to Quinton quite fast enough. Quinton on the small jumper.
And it's down to a 7-point lead again. 107-100 Sixers.
Don't foul.
There is time.
Oh, there's plenty of time left in this ball game. One of the things, though, the Bulls are going to have to do is run some offense like they did early in the game. Get people moving around. This time of the game, people are tired. It's a little easier to get that second shot.
Broken up by Corzine. And Jordan there to pick it up. Moving up court. Lost the dribble, but then got it back. 107-100 Sixers. Oh, he hangs, and he got fouled by the Moses man.
Little stutter step move on. Watch this move. He kind of fakes him out, cheeks out. He acts like he's going to stop, pull up and wait. Then with that quick acceleration to the hoop, goes to the basket strong. Malone on the foul.
It's his second. He doesn't foul out, what is it, 5 times in his career in the NBA or some ridiculous figure?
That's all right. Chamberlain never fouled out.
26 points for Michael.
Can you imagine that many games and never fouling out of a game?
You know that if he makes this, the Bulls are within 5. He did, and they are, and it's 27. His season average for Jordan. He's had an 8-point quarter, and we've got 4 minutes to go in the quarter.
Bulls still in the trapping 1-3-1 pressure defense.
Cheeks, and a pass intercepted by Rod Higgins. Now you can really close the gap here. 107-102 Sixers over Bulls, who are fighting back. Jordan going to shoot it from 18. Yes! 29 for Michael Jordan, the rookie sensation of the Chicago Bulls. And just like that, it's a 3-point game.
76ers not able to handle the zone pressure right now from the Bulls. Maurice Cheeks has hit 2 in a row. That's the only guy that's doing anything.
That gives him a dozen. Now it's back to a 5-point lead for the Sixers over the Bulls. Jordan makes a move. Weak side Higgins. Not a shot for him as Cheeks came over in a hurry. Tried to shoot. Knocked out of his hands by Cheeks, but touched last by Higgins.
Good call. Higgins swatted down at the ball, trying to recover it. Knocked it out of bounds.
Here comes Cheeks down the lane, and he's fouled in the lane. 109-104 Sixers moving toward the 3-minute mark. 3:14 remaining in this game. Remember, after our ball game on Channel 9 The News with Denise Cannon, Rick Rosenthal, Tom Skilling with the weather.
Well, the Sixers have so many weapons.
Oh, Cheeks now with 13, and he's had 5 in the quarter.
You got Tony struggling. Barkley just back into the ball game. The doctor on the bench, believe it or not, with 3 minutes to go, 6-point lead. So Maurice Cheeks says, I'll take over.
Cheeks is ready. Kings beaten by the Celtics. Cheeks with 14. 142 Celtics, 123 Kings. Quentin Daly will bring it up this time. It's a 111-104 game. So they bounced it back to a 7-point advantage. It was down to 3, you'll remember. But 4 unanswered points. Stripped. Here comes the freight train. Ooh, he didn't get it. He fell down. And Jones, the rebound, came clear out to the 3-point red line. And Jones followed and got it.
Well, it's a lot of meat to be hitting the floor.
Now it's 113-104. Back to a 9-point lead. That'll be a charge on Jordan. That'll be 5 on Michael.
Take a look at Barkley. Sid Green does a nice job getting back into the play. Barkley hangs onto the rim, loses his balance. Oh.
Whew. He's lucky he didn't get hurt.
That's one time he's happy.
But
he's got that big rear.
I gotta say, when you bring your own padding, that saves you on a play like that. 113-104. Barkley, dotted line, fades, won't go, foul. He's on the court again, and the place is shaken. 113-104 Sixers.
Oh, I think the Bulls got themselves in trouble trying to go a little bit too much one-on-one. You get down in situations like that, it's too easy to double team a guy and play the passing lanes when you got a guy going one-on-one. I like to see that good continuity offense run in these tough situations at the end of the ball game.
4th foul on Green as Barkley makes the free throw, gives him 14 for the night, and they have a 10-point lead. Just like that, boy, when the Bulls were closing in, they've done it when they had to. 15 for Barkley as he hits them both from the line, and it's an 11-point lead. Closest they got was 3, the Bulls. Now Green needs help. Get it to a guard, for goodness sake. Turn around, says, I got to have a timeout.
I don't know if he called a 20-second timeout, which is what he should have called.
I think he did. He did. That's what Bruce Alexander, the other official, is.
Right, you don't want to use
calling.
up one of your regular timeouts in this kind of situation. He just couldn't get it across midcourt, had nowhere to go. Smart call by Sidney Green. He's not too smart for having a ball in that situation.
Remember, our next date for basketball on Channel 9 will be the rematch. And a good one it should be. DePaul and Dayton. DePaul would like to even up the score. That'll be DePaul and Dayton Wednesday night, the 6th of February at 8 o'clock from the Horizon. Then it'll be Pepperdine a week from tomorrow night on the 9th from the Horizon. Then on the 12th from the Horizon, it'll be the battle in the inner city, DePaul against the Ramblers of Loyola. Our next Bulls game on Channel 9 will be the Bulls against Boston at Hartford on the 22nd. That's a Friday. Then on the 27th will be against the Pistons in Detroit as we go now into the last couple of minutes here, approaching the 2-minute mark. Jordan, no. He had to shoot because the clock was down, what, 2 or 3 seconds, Crash?
Right, and he wanted to take a three-pointer when they left him open.
Hang time, Michael. 31, Michael. 31 points for Jordan.
The glider.
115-106 Sixers. We're under 2 minutes.
Sixers will use the clock. Bulls have to double team, make him take the quick shot.
Jones, who found himself in that lane, got the easy bucket. That's a dozen for Bobby Jones. 117-106. Green down in there, and the Sixers did a little block job down there.
Around the mound rebound on the block. 263. He can get up, can he? Woo!
We've got a timeout call by the Chicago Bulls with 1:42 remaining, and the Bulls trailing by 11.
Well, Kevin's got his work cut out for him now. They just did a little bit too much one-on-one offense, and what happens then, Milo, is you're not moving guys around defensively. They can effectively double team you. When the ball goes up, you got no floor position. Therefore, you don't get any rebounds, and here they go the other way on a fast break. That was really the story. They got it down to 5 and didn't quite play the type of game I think they should have.
All right, it's basketball tonight on Channel 9, but want to relive the excitement of the Cubs clinching the Eastern Division last year against the Pittsburgh Pirates. It was on a Monday night. You can relive it. The clincher, Tuesday night, February 19th at 7 p.m. here on Channel 9. Boy, I want to watch that myself. I never have seen a replay of that one. But that was a big night in Chicago baseball, and you can relive it Tuesday night, February 19th, 7 o'clock, here on Channel 9.
Now, the Bulls are now fed with a situation where they have to go for the three-point plays if they expect to even have a chance to win this ball game. Then they got to pick up very effectively full court. Be awful tough against a savvy team like the 76ers, who, with a victory tonight, will trail the Boston Celtics by only a half a ball game and tied in the loss column with 9 losses.
Boy, that is some race. And if Boston winning tonight, 38-9, the Sixers will be 37-9, unless something big happens here.
Well, Washington at 27-20 would have a nice record in any other division. They're they're third place in this situation. The Bucks at 32-14 are now on the West Coast, and both Detroit and Chicago would have a chance to pick up a little bit with the Bucks on the West Coast.
Interesting, in the Pacific crash, only one club over 500, the Lakers.
That's right, and Phoenix at 22-25, the Bulls. You know, it's interesting when you're in one place and another. That's a part of the game, though.
3 points if it goes. Not this time for Michael. Bobby Jones with the board. So with 1:30 remaining in this game, the Sixers come up with the ball and an 11-point lead. The running clock at the Spectrum, and they'll run some here. They lead by 11. We're under a minute and a half. Moses going to hold on. Now he'll move. Dotted line. No.
David didn't hit him too hard.
Sidney Green with another board. 3 points if it goes for Higgins. No. Too hard. Went off on the weak side to Jones. Gets it to Tony. We're approaching the 1-minute mark. It's still an 11-point game, Sixers. All alone under there was Cheeks. Somebody forgot him. 16 for Cheeks, 8 in the quarter. He took charge when he had to.
Well, he did. He helped him on the spurt, hit a couple jumpers, and then took that ball and streaked to the hoop.
All right, Chris Engler is at the scorer's table. Let's get him in the game, for goodness sake. If for no other reason than the great job he did on the halftime show.
Well, you know, we chatted a little bit afterwards, and he said, you know, it's ironic. Here I am tonight in the Spectrum against maybe the best center in basketball, and I'll go back to the league, the CBA, and I might be the best center.
Well, we wish him well. He's a class guy.
Yeah, he is, and he's talking about going to law school and everything, and you know, it's a tough way to go, but he wants to give it another shot and try to get in that pension.
All right, Quentin Daly at the line. Quentin has had a good second half. He has 16 points. 17 for the Q. That's his average this season, and he has hit it tonight. Another one for Daly gives him 18 for the night. 119-108. 45 seconds remaining in this game. Richardson helps in the middle. That's Wood. 3 points for Wood. No. Taken off by Engler. Gets it to Watley. Down court, Green. Green will spin dotted line up, and no. Green up again, and nobody was fouled. Green's been a battler here tonight, Price.
Right. Sidney, pretty big guy and strong. He doesn't look like it. He's 6'9", about 215. His asset, he's very quick on the boards. He gets to the ball very quickly, has a knack of knowing where the ball is going to come off. And Sid Green, if he keeps rebounding like he has tonight, could fill the shoes and really do a nice job for the Bulls.
Missed that free throw, however. The final, the Pacers beat the Bullets.
102-95. That's a surprise.
Two misses by Green on the line there. So it's all she wrote now. We're under 30 seconds. George Johnson, who's had a good second half, flips it up and he's fouled. Only 20 seconds remaining. Sixers lead 119-108. Leon Wood, the rookie who handled the ball and took that ill-designed three-point play, wondering why he did it. A rookie out of Cal State Fullerton, first time we've seen him.
He did a nice job on the Olympic team, kind of taking charge. And he'll be a player someday here at the Sixers. They make you come along slow here.
George Johnson free throw. Gives him 10 points, all in this quarter. That's his season high. Well, he takes a lot of time, but he gets them. Whatever works. And it's 121-108. Might be the last possession here. Sidney Green makes a move, and a good move, and he got it.
Barkley shaking his head.
16 for Green.
He didn't know Sidney had that in his repertoire.
7-6. Wood will pull up baseline jumper. No. 2-1. Game is over. And the final at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. The 76ers 121. The Chicago Bulls 110.